Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2 setting some box office records as millions of fans say goodbye to their favorite boy wizard, played by Daniel Radcliffe. Well, this morning, he tells us about the end of his 10-year journey in his own words.
Now, join me, Harry, and confront your fate.
Part 2 is the only one I have felt like a member of the audience, almost like any other.
Bring him to me.
It wasn't that I was moved because of nostalgia and because of my personal connection with the series and the filming of it. It was sadness because I was being moved by the film.
If we find him, we can end this.
It's incredibly compelling. You want to know the truth of it all.
Harry Potter.
You know, that's what's so good about J.K. Rowling's writing. No characters were sacred. I think that's what made it so good.
Let's finish this the way we started. Together.
I was quite keen for Harry to die, I think. I couldn't see another way of the series ending, but of course that's why I don't write them, and she does, because she's a lot more imaginative than I am.
You're a wizard, Harry.
I'm a what?
I don't plan to look at the first film or the second film, or the third, fourth, fifth, or sixth, or seven part one, probably. I probably won't watch any of the other ones until maybe I have kids. Then I can sit them down and start the whole thing again with them. When originally my parents were approached and talked to about me playing the part, and they thought it was going to be in LA and it was going to be for like 6 years, so they said, no, this is far too big a disruption to his life, he's not going to do that. I was unaware that any of these conversations were even happening. Ultimately, then the deal came back and it had changed to only signing on for 2 films, and it would be filmed in England, and at that point they said, okay, well, he can audition.
The Sorcerer's Stone. The what? Oh, honestly, don't you two read?
Cut. Great work, guys.
I don't regard myself as having grown up on camera. I mean, I regard myself as having grown up on sets and then at home. I still did all my embarrassing teenage moments behind closed doors, thankfully. So, you know, the world wasn't privy to them, luckily. The bond between Rupert and Emma and myself is pretty unique because nobody else in the world knows quite what it's like to go through all of this from a young age and go through this mad, surreal, wonderful world for 10 years. We've grown up on set together. I mean, Rupert and I just laugh all the time together, and Emma and I, we're quite a good foil for each other, so we would have some kind of great debate on set, and you know, she's a smart cookie, so like I have my work cut out for me.
This has been my life, and so it's going to be very, very odd, I think, for all of us, because I don't know what my day-to-day life consists of without you, all of you, and it's wonderful. And I just want to say that I've loved every minute.
I just wanted to say thank you to everybody, but not just thank you. It was because, you know, in a very real sense, I do love them. You know, in the way that you love a family, in the way that you love people that are there that have been there to support you every day for 10 years. One of the French King Louis, I'm not sure which one because I lose track after a certain point, his last words were, he turned to all the people around him and said, "Why are you crying? Did you imagine I was immortal?" And it's that same thing of like, it had to end sometime, and we may as well just celebrate it rather than getting too sad. I'm on Broadway at the moment, singing and dancing. It's an incredibly fun show, and I get to work with incredibly fun people, which means that I just get to play and have fun every night. Now, I've got a film coming out next year called The Woman in Black, which comes out over here on January 20th. I'm very, very excited for people to see it. It's a supernatural thriller. I think people are going to see a kind of a different side of me, I hope. I think people have an image of actors or anyone who's in the public eye is that when you meet them, they're either going to be horrible or very intimidating, and I don't think I'm any of those things. I think I consider myself very, very boring and very, very normal. I guess that would probably be the thing that surprises people the most, is that there's not much about me that's that surprising.
Something that surprises me about you, Chris Raggi. You're a wizard, Chris Raggi.
He's secret wizard.
Yes. I was inspired by Harry Potter.
You know, it's funny,
obviously.
too, you look at Daniel Radcliffe and all the work he's done. Now, finally, maybe he'll become famous.
He is very famous, very wealthy, as is obviously the writer of the Harry Potter books.
JK, I mean, they're all. I mean, the box office on this thing, It's going to be $1 billion.
They found a formula that works, and obviously nowadays it's hard to find something like that.
And I don't think you've seen the last one. I'm just going to say that right now.